is enough, and it's time for a change!
It is Sunday, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Give me a hell yeah!
Get some love!
Ooh, yeah!
With Kinny Killa.
Hey, yo!
We're in the big D tonight, baby, and we are live! Woo!
I'm the gal them sugar should.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be! Cause that's the bottom line! Cause Stone Cold said so!
Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It is Sunday, it's episode 65 and I am the man of the hour, too motherfucking sweet to be sour. The one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa. It's hotter than a motherfucker out here. And you know I'm always kicking it with the hashtag tech guy, the Newport Knight, the Welsh wizard himself, the gal dem sugar Shugs.
Yo, yo, yo.
Now today we have the return of the Queen of the Hills. She's been a heel since day one. It is Miss Roxy.
Hey, it's up pimps and hoes.
Oh my god, we have our brother from up north, Mr. Tony Walker.
Hey yo.
Hey yo. And all the way from stateside, he makes it on again. It is Mr. President TNA, Michael Rodriguez.
How we all doing, folks? I'm drop dead tired, but I'm still glad to be here.
That's why we like you so much, because you're too legit to quit. You're making sure you're here on time, even though Tony might have something to say about that. But...
Hey, no days off. No days off.
So, how you been anyway, Mike?
I've been pretty good. I can't complain, besides having to get up early. But like I said, no days off. Got to get to work. I can't let Tony take the win without having to earn it.
Hey,
I appreciate you turning up.
Roxy, how you doing? I know your partner Chris was meant to be on the show, but he's got to get them dollar bills, yo.
Oh, hell yeah, he's probably still in bed. He's, got to go and do, a lot of shit today. It's cool. But, yeah, I'm pretty good considering. Like you said, it's fucking roasting outside. I feel like I'm going to die any second right now.
Right, I see your picture shows that you have, is that purple hair?
Yeah, it's like a pinky purple kind of thing. I needed a change. Everyone needs to reinvent themselves sometime.
Amen. Say that to WWE, goddammit. Oh, God. Tony, I know you've been waiting for this day for a long time. You wanted to face off Beat the Clock. Chris couldn't make it. He sends his apologies. But, M-Rod, he comes in, swoops in, takes them up. So he is in. Beat the Clock. It's going to happen later. Cannot wait. I know you can't wait.
I can't wait. Like I said, thank you to Michael for stepping up and filling in. Shout out to Roxy's fiance as well. I understand you've got to make that paper. We all have to make that paper at some point as well. But, yeah, finally, Beat the Clock. Let's get it on.
Okay. Shugs. All right. I see that you're leading the, the World Cup fantasy. You overtook me. Benzema went in. Shit.
just my tactical knowledge.
Alright, so the first round of games I was leading, then Benzema went crazy. Right now you have 194 points. Messi done it for me as my captain, so I got 179. Not too far. I'm behind you. Let's see what happens. Who you got left to play?
Absolutely no idea.
Okay, well I got Hazard anyway.
Yeah.
So...
Can I just say as well, I knew I was failing that when Portugal got beat 4-0 by Germany.
Well, at least you're not bottom, like Mr. Lewis Hatton. He's bottom with 62, but you are second from bottom.
Yeah, exactly. I knew I was failing that. The minute Portugal got beat 4-0 by Germany, I said, that's it, I know I'm failing that league.
Well, I take it you've got Ronaldo.
Yes.
Well, you know you can change your captain whenever you want, right?
Oh, I'm going to, don't worry.
Okay. All right, well, let's get into the show. As always, Twitter followers, you can find us as at Sunday Segue, Segue spelled S-E-G-U-E. Please email us, the sundaysegue@gmail.com. Please like us on Facebook. I know there's more of you out there. We've got 74 likes. That's not good enough. We've got more of you out there, especially when we've got nearly 800 followers. What's wrong with you guys, man? Come on. Click the like button on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please rate us on iTunes. You can see us on Podomatic, Stitcher, Mixcloud, and don't forget to download that Double Twist player, the Sunday Segue app. Also, that's apps. www.appmakr.com. Right. And for the shout outs, again, I've got a lot more followers, so if I can't reach you, I'm sorry. I will, shout you out next week. But here we go with the shout outs. Shout out to Daniel Stark, at JBulls316, Maria Rose. Who else we got? Harold Wrestling Talk. We got at Taker Guy BITW. That's Cooper. Shout out to Joan Marie. We got shout out to Ketty, Ben Wayne, Robert Wells Jr. Who else we got? We got the Pan Podcast. We got Wrestle Talk Radio. Colton Cook, Matt Men, and Zach Zodiac. Or one more shout out to the Mothership. There you go. There's all the shout outs. Again, if I haven't shout you out, sorry about your damn luck. I will get you next week. Shugs, any shout outs?
Nah, I'm good.
No, I just want to give a quick shout out to Jorginho's forehead. Being impressive so far in the World Cup. He's made an appearance. He just needs to take up that bandana so we can just see that piece of push back a little bit more. Roxy, any shout outs?
Yeah, I'd like to say a massive shout out to my partner in crime, James. Me and him are doing our own radio podcast, which is Offshoot Radio. You can follow him. He is JX2001. I also want to say a massive shout out to my boys, Danny Sunday. You can follow him. I am Danny Sunday. And my mate James Powers. You can follow him, James Powers 33. And of course, my fiance who can't be here today, Big Evil 93. Just make sure that you follow all of these people because I think they're awesome.
Couldn't have been said better. Tony, any shout-outs?
Yeah, I'd just like to shout out to everybody who's took time to support my podcast, basically, because Podomatic.com, I checked this week, number 6 in the rankings. So, like I said, I could say thank you, but I don't want to take the whole show up. I love you guys so much. It's unbelievable. Yeah, my podcast is working, and I couldn't do it without your support and everything. And again, shout out to you as well, Kenny, for paving the way and helping me out and that. And my podcast is working, and I like that a lot.
No problem. Mike, any shout-outs?
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to Head of Fan Relations at James Powers. Also, you can follow James Ramble for all the latest on the Ramble. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to the almighty King Bingus. Throwing them Bingus biscuits all over the place. Should be on the show on July the 6th to face off against me on the Beat the Clock. That's right. I think he might be my banana skin, but we'll soon see. I don't do my talking, I do my talking in the ring. So we have a bet going on. If either of us lose, we have to sport, oh my God, we have to sport a Hornswoggle t-shirt. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So, yeah, big things going on there. All right. So, I want to give a shout out to our partners, Max Wrestling E-Magazine. They have their issue there. It's issue this month featuring Brian Kendrick. Also a supplementary issue featuring the Alpha Female. So make sure you check them out, please. That's our partners. As we support them. So, yeah, there you go. Michael, you playing with your vibrator, bro?
No. Hey, I don't. It's my phone. My phone wants to go off.
Sorry, man. I had to.
Way to get me in the morning, huh?
I'm sure you will get me back. I'm sure you will.
Oh, I'm gonna get you, kid. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, if you could see what I was wearing right now, I'm sure you could get me back with that. But anyway, let's go into the show. Raw. It's Go Home show next week, so normally the week before the Go Home show is a little bit boring, but we'll go into it. We start off Raw. Shugs with the Authority. All the talent on the ramp. Steph said there will be a battle royal to see who gets the next shot at Money in the Bank. The next spot, sorry. Battle royal seems to be, their go-to match. Is this a good tool to elevate, current talent?
I just think it's, quick and easy, It's just like a cheap and cheerful way of booking, It's like Teddy Long with a straight-up tag team match, just to get people involved who wouldn't have already been on the show. So if you have a battle royale, you can just put the whole roster on there and just, you can still work your same finish. And it makes it look like everyone's getting a chance when really they're not.
Oh, man. Roxy, Triple H also continued his burial services, as he does every week. Told Cena in order to get into the Money in the Bank, he has to beat Kane in a stretcher match, which, to be honest, sounds easier anyway than getting involved in the Battle Royal. Did you, was you excited in any way, and was this a bit too predictable?
No. And yes. I can't really elaborate more than that. It's like, I think it was quite obvious that, like, obviously with Daniel Bryan being out now, their go-to guy is going to be John Cena again. So they needed to, like, break him away and make it look like he was being punished to try and push him into the main event, I thought, obviously, for the evening. And it was just like, it is very predictable. Very predictable because, as soon as they give someone a push and, something happens along the line, oh, I know, we'll call on John Cena. He'll do it. It's fine. He's done it for, like, fucking God knows how many years. We'll just let him have a go. So it's just like, yeah. But, I don't know. Like, like Shug said, there was, like, just, like, a cheap and cheerful way to just, with the Battle Royal, I just,
Just as nah.
Yeah, nah. That's my analysis, nah.
Mike, you want to come in on this? What's your thoughts on the opening segment?
The opening segment was, pretty simple stuff. I don't know why they continue to contradict themselves in such a way, but I guess it becomes the norm with WWE Creative when you say that Reigns can't be in it, Ambrose can't be in it, and Cena can't be in it, yet you give them a match for the said match that you told me he cannot be in, a chance, and everybody knew. I think it's safe to say that everybody knew that he was gonna probably take care of Kane. As soon as I heard it, I was just like, oh, well, whatever. Is the show over yet? Do I have to wait till the end of the show, or can he just go and take the title? Why not? It's like, can we just get it over with? Because that's where it looks like it's heading anyway.
Exactly, like just all this little build-up for the inevitable. Tony, anything you want to say on this?
Same shit, different week, isn't it, really? With the authority. I agree with what Mike just said, basically. I mean, they could have done this with the, instead of having the Money in the Bank ladder match for the world title, they could have done something like this as well, for the world title as well, to find out who the world champion is. But, like, I agree with what Mike said. Mike just said it all. Same shit, different week. And I swear to God, I don't care if this is a storyline or Triple H playing the heel or whatever. If I hear one more time anything about Daniel Bryan being a B+ player, I swear to God, I'm going to throw up.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? That's the whole point. Yeah. He's chipping away at us with that, and I love the saying. I absolutely love the saying. Do you think? Sorry, Roxy, I can hear myself in your in your speaker.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all good. Tony, do you think that there's the effects of the last couple of weeks on Raw? Do you think that comes because of they got rid of the head writer?
Yeah, it's a possibility. I don't know if it's 100% fact, like, but yeah, it could be. They definitely need a better head writer, someone who can, step up to the plate and not be what's the word? Not be, say, a douchebag yes man or anything like that. Somebody who could step up and stop the crap from being aired on television, so to speak. But yeah, it's a possibility. I'd say it's debatable, but
we will roll on to segment 2, which was Rollins versus Ziggler. Now, Mike, Rollins comes out, new music. I thought this was another really, really good match to start off Raw, like last week. What was your thoughts on this? On the package of Rollins by himself and taking on Ziggler?
First of all, Rollins by himself. Besides his theme music, like I've said before, it's kind of generic. But besides that, he seems to be doing well on his own. And not only that, his match with Ziggler, another good match. They seem to work well together. It's sad that WWE doesn't want to push Ziggler because of his injury past.
You read that too.
Yep. It's kind of sad with that because Ziggler can bring it when he needs to bring it, and he brings it even when he doesn't need to bring it. Quite honestly, and it was just another enjoyable match. I would like to see him do it again. You know, I know it's lazy booking. You know, sometimes just having the same match every single week. But if I enjoy it, why not?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that was the third time they've done it. They did it on
Yeah.
Smackdown. They did it on the main event as well, I think. So it's obviously been a go-to match for them. Which is cool. I like them too anyway. I mean, anyone who is a good wrestler and then they end up facing against Ziggler, it's going to be a decent match.
Exactly.
Tony, during the end of the match, 2 buckle bombs, a dirty curb stomp, which they're still calling, by the way. It's a bit weird because I thought they were calling it peace of mind. And then Ambrose comes flying into the ring. The crowd lose their shit. How impactful was this for him on his first night on his own, Ambrose?
Crowd lose their shit. It seems like the only ones who lost their shit, freaking Ambrose, the lunatic fringe. Yeah, it was very impactful. I mean, he's already made a statement that he wants a piece of Rollins, and he's going to do everything in his power to get Rollins. Yeah, it was very impactful, and it made a statement to the authority that it's going to take a lot more than what they're doing to get rid of Dean Ambrose. That's my opinion.
Yeah, he's just gold on the mic as well, man. It just seems like there's no way that WWE is writing for him. I think they might be giving him little.
No, he's right. He's definitely writing for himself.
They might just give him little bullet points, but he's just completely running with it.
Yeah. Completely
running with it. All right, let's go on to the next segment. Ambrose, at the end of this match, Triple H comes on the screen, Roxy, and it ends up being Ambrose versus Barrett. Straight match against BMB. Nice back and forth, hard hitting match with Ambrose's unique characteristics being highlighted. What was your thought on the match? Because obviously, again, was his first kind of match by himself per se. So yeah, what was your thoughts on that?
I thought it was brilliant. I mean, I'm not saying that because I'm biased, because I thought it was amazing because Barrett and Ambrose are 2 of my favorite wrestlers. So I was like, this is an awesome match anyway. And I seen them both get into it, and they actually, I feel, seem to bounce really well off each other. And the fact that I think that Ambrose was maybe moving a little bit too quickly through the matches. I feel like he was hurrying through it. I don't know if it was just me, but I feel that Barrett managed to slow the match down a little bit and try to elongate it a little bit. But I mean, I thought it was great. I mean, the fact that Barrett won via a count out was a little bit, shoddy. But yeah, I think it was a good match altogether, and I think Barrett definitely got Ambrose over in the way that he wants to be got over. He definitely made his mark on his own.
Yeah, Barrett is improving a lot, and he's becoming that go-to guy for most, for the authority, it looks like. Sugs ruling comes out to distract Ambrose at the end, and then they lose by count out, like Roxy said, which was interesting because obviously it looked like they're taking the term of protecting him, Ambrose and Barrett. What's your feeling on Ambrose by himself? The look, the character, the reactions, because obviously he got new music as well, and then we're hearing it looks like he's going to be wearing a wife beater and jeans. What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, it's just I think it's a good look. I just hope you don't end up like the last guy at the wrestling jeans, R-Truth. But yeah, I think it's a good look. It suits him. He has his little backstage promos, and he's got his leather jacket on and his vest and his jeans, and it suits him with his crazy persona. But I still think he's toned down a bit. I still think there's lots of levels of craziness to go. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just good to see them out on their own and actually, starting off on a good foot, not struggling from the beginning.
Yeah, like some others. Shugs, do you think that in the long run, Ambrose, he's toned it down because in the long run he will probably, become a heel and then, kind of explode. His characteristics will kind of explode a bit more.
Yeah, I just think he never came across. He doesn't come across as a standard babyface, does he? But,
no, it's kind of Austin-esque.
Yeah, he's just working. Yeah, he's just working it as he is now. So he's still a little bit crazy, but he's crazy in a good way. So I think there's plenty more to come. So, but I think it's a long while before we see a heel turn from him.
All right, let's move on. Next segment: Bray Wyatt versus Sheamus. Tony, this match, you know, for me, it had an interesting dynamic because you had Sheamus going back and forth, with a pushed guy, which we haven't really, you know, seen lately, apart from obviously Barrett. But did you like the chemistry between them?
Yeah, and these two could have had a good fight. On this Raw, put these two on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I have to give these two a feud, man. These two could have an epic fight on a pay-per-view. Shame it was on Raw, but we all know why it was on Raw. It was to build into Money in the Bank, because these two are Money in the Bank competitors. Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I could see a potential feud out of these two, and let's hope WWE go with it.
Tony, do you reckon that Sheamus is kind of like, would a feud with Bray Wyatt now be as interesting as he is? Because obviously Sheamus is stale now. For me anyway, he's really stale. I mean, he comes out at the beginning of the match, comes on the mic, and instantly I'm just like, please, just someone turn off his mic. What are you talking about? You can't have a guy like that talking on the mic when you have a guy in the ring who, you know, in Bray Wyatt, who will actually assassinate you on the mic. You can't, you just, there's no comparison. So it, you know, whether they had Sheamus talking first and then Bray talking after, okay, maybe. But do you think that the feud would be interesting as Sheamus as he is?
Yeah. No, you're talking to me.
Yeah. So you're talking to me.
Sorry, I was just in another world there. Yeah, I think they could have it. But like I say, it always goes back to the way WWE books. Books bookings, books rivalries, and that. And I think these two could have an epic feud. I mean, these two could have a potential greater feud than Bray Wyatt and John Cena had.
Oh,
That's what I could think. I mean, put these two on the pay-per-view. These two could have a fight, which would probably be epic. And we all know Bray Wyatt could not only beat you in the ring, he could probably beat you on the mic too, because he's that good. And well, Sheamus on the mic, I don't know.
I just want to see.
But I just want to see this feud, to be honest. If WWE eventually go with it, it'd be just an epic feud.
I just want to see Sheamus a bit more vicious, man. Like, just taking guys out. Mike, halfway through the match, the Usos come down to help out. What's your thoughts on the Usos working with these, these high-profile baby faces? Is it a hindrance or is it a help to them?
Depending on, if you're a fan of the Usos and if you're not, I think it really depends on that. But to me, it seems like since I'm a fan of the Usos, I like it. They can be a hindrance at times. That match ended in I believe DQ because they came down and started fighting with the Wyatt family and whatnot. So maybe they could be hinting at a feud later on. I don't know, Tony, that they probably could do it. They could build it off of that since the match didn't get a conclusion. But the Usos, I think, are getting a nice rub here, with working with big main event talent and whatnot, and they deserve it, rightfully so. They've been working hard for a couple of years before they got the tag team titles, and I feel like they deserve it. So, why not?
If I may say, they deserve to be champions too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
The end spot was nice, with the ladder. I was a little bit scared about where that would go, whether Sheamus would kind of flub holding the ladder, because you got two guys running up a ladder and you're just holding it on your knees. Are you mad?
Yeah, right?
But it came off, but let's go on to the next segment. Rusev versus Slater. Shugs, we get it's just a one-man band. 1MB. The one-man band, baby!
Yeah, it was funny how they made like a reference to it as well. JBL was like, it's a one-man band now, but that was all we were getting. But yeah, and then obviously he's a babyface now all of a sudden, so he's lost the other two, and now he's like a good guy. But then he just still gets the Zack Ryder treatment and just gets that beat down.
That super kick in the face is it's every time I see it. I'm just waiting for it. Man. Obviously we know it's the kayfabe kick, slap on the thigh, loud sound, rah, rah, rah. But at the same time, it just sounds crazy every time. Roxy, what's your thoughts on Rusev? Because obviously I haven't managed to, speak to you about Rusev yet. So what's your thoughts on Rusev, Lana, and, the place where he is at the moment in terms of his build-up?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of like it's quite obvious that they need Lana there, not just as the eye candy, but she's the one who's getting him over, really, because personally I don't think Rusev is that much of a good wrestler. The only thing that could hint that he's a good wrestler is that theme music, man. I mean, every time I hear that theme music, it's like, oh my fucking god, like, shit's gonna go down. But it's kind of like it doesn't, because all he does is just execute a couple of moves and just, buries them. It's just like, what's the point? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know. And they're all over the place with his gimmick. I mean, personally, I think that he should become part of a stable, because, I think that if it wasn't for Lana being there, I don't think that he would be half as over as what he is. And he's not even over, he's like under right now.
He's under. I mean, yeah, the interesting thing about the stable, I mean, they had loads of European, like proper European guys on NXT, and then they let go Alex Kozlov and some of the others, so that, they could have had something like that.
Exactly. I mean, I personally would like to see him go with Cesaro, because Cesaro's not gaining anything from being with Paul Heyman, if I'm going to be quite honest. Mm-hmm. And even though Rusev can't wrestle, it's kind of like the whole European bad guy thing going on. I think that could work, but...
See, but the thing is, Rusev can wrestle. This is the thing, but they're not... Whoever is writing, which producer or agent, I don't know who it is that's writing his matches, but obviously they're slow burning it at the moment. But the thing is, he can actually wrestle. Like, I've seen him in FCW, NXT, because, I mean, he's been part of WWE for a long time. Pretty much the same amount of time as Leo Kruger / Adam Rose. So... I'm just still waiting for them to kind of unleash him. And the worst thing about it is I have a feeling they're going to unleash him on Cena and then lose. It's just dumb, because there is more to, maybe, obviously they need to do a bit more to his character, but there is more to his in-ring style than they're actually showing. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're making him look sloppy.
Treatment.
Yeah, 10-side treatment, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's roll on. This segment was fucking... Anyway, Vickie, Steph, Triple H, Mike, why was this done? This had Vince written all over it.
The coffee segment?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was the 90s again. I thought we were going back to the shenanigans of the 90s, with D-Generation X and whatnot. With the coffee. You get me coffee. Oh, okay, fine, I'll get you coffee. Then I'll drug said coffee and commit a crime, so to speak, to try to get into a battle royal. And I was like, oh, okay. Laugh, slap on the knee, I guess. I'll take that.
It was just so cringy. Like you could just see this was just Vince, and you can see him just in the back, just just
this is great, guys.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Like, Vince, it's not funny. You're fired. Fuck you.
Yeah. It's fucking hell. Are you seeing this stuff?
I think I know why this took place.
Why?
I think I have a suggestion of why this took place, Kenny.
Go with it.
This coffee segment. I think the seeds have been planted for a Triple H Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but all right. This goes to my question to you then. Okay. Right. So let's not forget Roman Reigns. His part in this, his role in this. Yeah. But couldn't they have done, got him into the Battle Royal a different way? Couldn't they? Yeah. I mean, this is your guy, right? This is the guy that you're going, like you said, to face off against Triple H. Why? They can't, so they're going to build a feud on this? They're going to help continue the feud?
Wait, to start a feud, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
In your suggestion, though, what could have been done? There must have been something else they could have done, to get Roman Reigns into the Battle Royal.
Have him as a qualifying match, put him against somebody, then have it that way. That's probably the only suggestion I could do. A Battle Royal qualifying match, Roman Reigns against whatever, and have him win it that way. That's the only suggestion I could think of. But this is WWE was talking about, and they decided to go back to the 90s.
I mean, if you look at the way Cena was booked in terms of he has this uphill battle to get into the do that to your guy, do that to Roman Reigns. He has an Triple H don't want him in there. He has an uphill battle to get there, and bam, and that's it.
I would rather saw Roman Reigns versus Kane than John Cena versus Kane.
Agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
I mean, I don't know if Shugs agrees though. Shugs, you might say something different, Shugs.
No, I just think you know, John Cena's just like the default, you know. So
Yep.
I would just Roman Reigns. It's just obvious booking, you know. They're not leaving us, you know. Although most of the time we know where the storylines are going, it's like how you get there, which is the interesting part. But now the how you get there is not even interesting. It's just paint by numbers, you know, which is you just know what's gonna happen, and like just booking just this bullshit where they're putting stuff in your drink to make fucking laxative in your drink. It's just bullshit.
Yeah.
If I may quickly just say as well, the moral of this, Kinny, is this. If I could steal from a song from Chipmunk, you heard of the rapper Chipmunk, right?
Yeah.
Regards to WWE and John Cena. If WWE can't find their way, they look for John Cena.
So, insert song here. Oh, okay.
Name that tune.
Name that tune.
Hashtag name that tune.
Yeah. All right, let's roll on. Next segment. Fandango, Layla versus Adam Rose and Summer Rae. Shugs. Now for me, yeah, this segment was all about Kevin Hart, right? Clearly showing the difference between Vince comedy and real comedy, all right? Just straight ad-libbing. No, give me, I guarantee Kevin Hart went there, they said, okay, Kevin, here's your line. And he's telling you, fuck right off. I'm not saying this shit. I am not saying this shit. He went in there and just ad-libbed straight. Like, what's this? What are you saying? Why are you singing in my ear? That's what did you think of Kevin Hart, though? Shugs?
I hate Kevin Hart.
I know you do. That's why I'm asking.
I just thought but you know, I thought he was like quite good, considering like some of the comedy people they have, some of the guest spots they have. He seemed to just like go with it, like, you know, he just played it just as he saw it rather than doing some shit WWE stuff, you know. So I thought he did well.
What did you think about the commentary? Because JBL, he tried to keep up with Kevin Hart. Like, he tried to be funny, like, and in parts maybe, you know, trying to rinse man's shirt. But I mean, what was your thought on the commentary?
I just thought that obviously JBL is obviously, we know, is not a comedian. He might say some funny shit now and then, but he ain't a comedian. No. And you know, he was going like trying to go toe to toe with somebody who is like, well, Kevin Hart's at the top of his game, like, you know, he's at his most popular he's ever been, like, you know, so JBL just got rinsed, really.
I love the way how Kevin Hart went in the ring and just started doing like some samba movements to it just made me laugh, man. Made me laugh. Roxy, I want to know your views on Adam Rose as well, because again, I haven't managed to speak to you about him yet. Also the confusion over Summer Rae's character use.
Well, Adam Rose, pretty much, I think they're trying to use Adam Rose the way they did with Fandango. I mean, it's quite obvious that the theme tune's, you know, making an impact with, you know, the WWE universe, you know, and the whole gimmick though is a bit stupid. You know, don't be a lemon, be a rosebud. What the fuck? What is that about? Like seriously, and that is like the fakest British accent. I know I don't fucking speak like that. That is the worst British accent. That, you know, he just sounds like a fucking roided up bloody Russell Brand on, you know, just ridiculous. And I hate the fact as well, like, don't get me wrong, like, I love the Divas division, but it just seems that, you know, Fandango pretty much is just dancing further into the background. He's a good wrestler, and it's just like, oh well, you know, the girls are having a fight, and then, you know, questionable, you know, bukkake going on there. It's just like, what the fuck? It's just...
Kool-Aid splash in your face.
Yeah, it's all a little bit of a mess. It's just a bit strange. But yeah, I like Adam Rose. He's a good wrestler, but I just don't like the gimmick. It's a little bit stupid.
Yeah, too cheesy. Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
Yeah, fuck off.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right, let's move on. It's Battle Royal time, people. Battle Royal. Tony, Battle Royal clearly used as a tool to benefit Roman Reigns, but others looked good in there, like Ziggler, Barrett, Bo. Do you think?
Yeah. Well, you go back to what you said earlier on about Dolph Ziggler, this injury-prone thing. That the WWE not pushing him because he's injury-prone. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Complete bullshit, man. Just push the guy. You know, give him what he deserves, because he's absolutely talented. Injury-prone, please. And yeah, he looked absolutely awesome in the Battle Royal, as well as a few others as well. But Roman Reigns, pushing him to the moon, and he just looked amazing.
What did you think of Bo's involvement in there, though?
Whose?
Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas. Oh God. Oh, Bo. I don't know what to make of him. I really don't. Believe.
Yeah.
I do not believe in Bo Dallas. He could be good. I mean, he's a former NXT champion, so I can't slate it that much. He could be good, but he did very. And I'll give him his due. He did very well in the Battle Royal. But when you walk into Roman Reigns, you're in trouble. But like I said, I'm not a believer. And after what I saw in NXT, Mr. NXT, not to go off QE, but
that's cool, man. You got a bit NXT up in here.
Yeah.
Shugs, your take on Bo Dallas in the Battle Royal?
Yeah.
I know you're a believer.
Yeah, no, I thought it was, I thought he did okay. Like, you know, he believes in his character. Like, you know, his character's doing alright. And if it's a slow burn, he's slowly going to get over rather than, you know, he's still doing better than Adam Rose. And he's been there less time, you know.
Alright, Tony,
so he just needs
if I may say, I think anyone's doing better than Adam Rose. Adam Rose is a creepy little bastard. Creeps the fuck out of me.
Carry on, Shugs, sorry.
Yeah, I just think that he's doing all right. He's on like a slow burn, and he seems to be getting over slowly, and he is like annoying people, which is what he's supposed to do. So I just think that he just needs to keep going, you know, keep getting these wins over people, keep getting involved. He'll probably be in the ladder match, the briefcase one. So see how he goes there.
Tony, was you just sipping through a straw, bruv?
Yeah, was you? I was having a drink for the working man.
One of her was.
Yes, not bad.
He's getting everybody today, huh?
He's getting a sip for the working man. Oh, God. All right, let's roll on.
I'm the next victim, not great.
Mike, the crowd went nuts when, it was down to Rusev and Reigns. Were you surprised, though, how big the reaction they got as Reigns, obviously being the monster heel, fed these kind of reactions?
Yeah, I was actually surprised on the part of Rusev because, he's hasn't really done anything pretty much up until this point. Reigns, I expected the reaction for because, they just eat it up whenever he's around, especially now. To see that nice little back and forth between the two, I mean, I would like to see a feud between the two at some point whenever WWE gets the head on straight and actually figures out how to use him instead of feeding him jobbers and whatnot. You know what I mean? Because you could see it right there in that little snippet that they could go if they really needed to.
Yeah.
Carry on, Tony.
Yeah, he brings up a valid point there, if I just quickly say it. I mean, it's all right building Rusev, and it's all right building Bo Dallas, but, I know I've given them people they can, who can job to them and everything like that, but why not test them once in a while? Give them people. I mean, all right, Rusev had a test is probably his biggest test since he's come on Raw is Biggie Langston. I thought that was a great test for the guy, and hopefully they can show what he can do out of that. But why do they take these new talents like, say, Bo Dallas and Rusev and feed them jobs so much and push them over that much? It just doesn't make sense to me.
I think that's the only thing they know how to do. It seems like that's all they know how to do at this point.
It just makes no sense.
They're lazy. They don't want to put any effort, it seems. Just
it's okay to a point. It's okay to a point, but there's got to be somebody backstage, somebody there saying, let's give him somebody who can test him, someone who can, who can allow them to prove themselves that they deserve to be on Raw or Smackdown.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the most Geordie I've heard. You
turn that vibrator off.
The vibrator's gone off again.
Listen, that's the most Geordie I've heard Tony yet. He just went, Howie. Listen, right? I know we go on about this with Tony's voice, yeah. But every now and again, Tony, please throw in a Howie because that is just Geordie personified. I love that shit. Yeah, I mean, let's just roll on, man, because we could say as much as we can about Rusev, but who have they got? This roster's so thin. I mean, Shugs has said week in, week out. They don't know. They book in week on week. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And as far as I'm concerned, the roster's so thin. And with all these budget cuts that's happening right now, it don't seem like, they're ready anytime soon to bring any more up, except for the exception of Kevin Steen, because when he comes in, this guy is going to be a monster heel. And so hopefully, they just fast track him, give him a month in NXT, fuck up everyone there, and just come up, and we'll go from there. But let's move on to segment 9. I'm speeding it up because I just want Sugs just to play my fucking music. Right, Paige versus Cameron. Right, you heard what I said. Paige versus Cameron. Who the fuck is Cameron? Who the fuck is Cameron? She can't wrestle for shit. Paige is someone that can wrestle. Put her in against someone she can fucking wrestle. Why? You're just making this girl seem so bad, putting her against girls that just cannot wrestle against her. So there's gonna be mess ups. Yeah, it's one thing her calling the match, but it's another thing Cameron actually being able to go through the match. Oh my god. Like, I know I rank on the divas every week, but for fuck's sake, man, do something different. Do something different. You really, really are pissing me off now with this shit. And I'm not going to give the rant music to these people anymore because it's just a waste of time now. It's a waste of time. Roxy, the booking for Paige is becoming annoying now, and it's just like, they just make her look worse and worse each week with these meaningless matches, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm a rampager. I love Paige. She's amazing. She has got the potential to be the next Lita, I believe. Like, I think she's untouchable. The thing I've got the problem is that everybody wanted to see Paige come up to the WWE Raw roster, and it was just kind of like, I don't feel that she was fully ready. Even though she's like over, I don't think that she was fully ready to come up, but I totally agree with you. Why the fuck are you booking Paige against all of these fucking weak ass women, man? It's just like, put her in a match with Natalya, or, just do something decent. It's just really, really shit. I mean, the Divas roster's thin anyway, and it's just like, and now Oksana was gone, who I thought was a good, women's wrestler. It's just fucking redundant, man. And, the fact that they've got an anti-diva holding a diva championship as well brings back the women's championship.
Exactly.
Fuck's sake.
Exactly. And the worst thing about it, is they've got all these girls, like, on NXT who are having wicked matches. Like, I'm telling you now, bring up Sasha Banks straight away. She has got bare attitude. Just bring her up. See, with Charlotte, I don't like her look. I don't like her look. She looks too much like Ric Flair, man. She looks too much masculine.
They're coming up. They're coming up from NXT. They're next to come up.
Bring Sasha Banks. She's a bitch, man. That's what you want. You want more bitches out there. Make Summer Rae a bitch. Just get rid of all them little Laylas. Get rid of them now. Bring up all the NXT girls that can actually wrestle and just, man, fucking up. Sugs, all right, a bit of fantasy booking here. Do you think Paige could benefit, right, from a feud with someone like Karma?
I think, we need to know who Paige is, really. They haven't decided on a character for her, First of all, she was, getting beat down and then, winning at the end. Now she's being, super aggressive and winning. I think I just don't think they've decided on a character for her. I don't think they've outlined her personality enough for her to have, a meaningful feud. So, we've got to sort out who she is before we can actually get her into a good program with somebody. Because I don't think they've decided on a character, They don't even say about her being the anti-diva anymore.
Yeah. And you know what? That's due to Kevin Dunn. I keep hearing his fucking name, so I'm going to say this now. Kevin Dunn, you could eat a dick. You could eat a big fat dick, bruv. Right? I know you can't hear me. I don't give a shit. Even if you could. Eat a fat dick, bruv. Anyway, let's roll on to the best segment. Oh, God. StarDust. That's all I've named it. It's just StarDust. All right. Mike, just please give me your thoughts on this guy, because I absolutely loved this gimmick.
Oh, my God. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I mean, it fits with them saying he had, the losing streak was all in his head, and he needed to just fix it. Just get his head on straight and he'd be fine. I guess that's getting your head on straight, coming out like that. But you know what? I'm all for it. I mean, he got the win. That's all that matters. He did some quirky moves and whatnot. But I enjoyed it. to a point. You know, it was. Oh.
Yeah.
Shugs, this was lame but great at the same time. It was just, oh man.
It was like so bad that it was good. Like, you know, anything this bad, it just has to be good. It's just like the way he just went with it. Like, you know, he just went with it, and he was doing all those moves. He looked a bit like, the way he was moving was a bit like the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
And he was doing like the little body moves and stuff like that. Oh, I just thought it was great, man.
The star on the hands. Oh my god.
Well, hey, they said they wanted to make Cody Rhodes a star, so I guess this is what they had in mind.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't see it coming. I had all kinds of guys in my head. And then to think Cody was going to dress up like that, I thought, you know what, Cody, you're a bad man. Tony, I mean, new moveset, new music, new characteristics. Do you think Cody can get over with this in the long term?
Yeah. Cody can get over without it, to be honest with you. Yeah.
It's just add some dimension,
Cody.
man.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Gives him a new character. I mean, you've seen many other great wrestlers in the past and great stars in the past that went on to create a new character for themselves. I mean, with say Hulk Hogan, for example, he's got himself with Hollywood and everything. So, I mean, this is perfect. It's a perfect tag team now. I mean, all right, it was the brothers Cody Rhodes and Goldust, but now Stardust has basically gone the Goldust way. And yeah, it's a perfect tag team. And you talk about it being so good it was bad and everything. As far as I'm concerned, it was just WWE gold. I mean,
it's smart.
Absolute gold.
It's smart booking as well, because if you think about it, if Cody turned heel before, it wouldn't have made that big of an impact. But now, imagine bringing up Stardust, making him a massive character, massive face, and then bam, it switches, and then he turns heel. Imagine that impact. It's smart booking. So I applaud WWE for that, whoever did that. But yeah, let's just hope that they kind of keep that shit kind of going, and it rubs off on others.
I know they've got someone in the booking that's smart.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's roll on. Main event: Cena versus Kane. What was your thoughts on the match, Shooks, and Cena's ability to call these matches quite well?
I just think that when you hear the match, you're thinking, "Oh fuck," you know, this is going to be shit. But it wasn't as bad as your thoughts, you know, your mind thinking about it could have took you onto. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it was terrible. It was quite interesting, and there was a little bit where you thought, actually, especially when we had the interference from like Rollins and Randy Orton, you thought, actually, he might lose. Like, you know, we might not going to have Cena shoved down their throat. But then we had Ambrose come in and stuff, and Cena, you know, got the win like he always does. But, you know, I thought during the match they suspended my disbelief enough to think that maybe he could actually lose for like a brief second, which is more than I thought when they announced the match.
Yeah, I suppose that's the point as well, to making sure that they instill that in there to make us think, okay, he actually might lose. And then it makes John Cena matches a lot better and a lot more to take in. Because, I mean, obviously he is a good worker. We know this. He's a good worker, especially in these gimmick matches. He knows how to call it. So, yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Rox, the run-in at the end, though, with, you know, was the only use of Orton on Raw the whole night, all right? Do you think that they could have used Rollins, Orton, and Ambrose in a better way at the end?
Well, yeah, because, like, to be honest, I think, like, Randy Orton, the way he is right now, he's I feel he's a bit stale. Like, Randy Orton, I think, just basically needs some time off and get away from the WWE, but with the WWE roster being so thin, I don't think that they'd be able to do that, because I think that Randy Orton needs to go away and reinvent himself and come back, because I just don't see how he can fit in with anything right now. It just, you know, since like the disintegration of Evolution, it's a bit, you know, I'm not the biggest Randy Orton fan at the best of times, but I can tell when someone needs to reinvent themselves. The whole Rollins thing, like, you know, I can understand, you know, him breaking away from the Shield and stuff like that. I was a little bit upset because, you know, I love the Shield. I thought they were a great faction. I think that, I don't personally think that with Rollins, I don't think that they're doing the best thing that they can, like trying to make him look like a little weasel. But, you know, but it was like, with regards to the match itself, like Kane and like, you know, John Cena, I think the Bleacher Report like pretty much like summed it up really well. I was reading the report, and then usually they say, oh, so and so won via submission, or so and so won via count out. At the bottom it just says result, Cena wins. It's just yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
So, but it was a pretty decent match for what it was. I mean, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of stretcher matches, but I think it's quite obvious, you know, the odds were stacked against Cena, and the fact that they were suggested he was going to win. So, yeah, pretty much.
Mike, do you think it's time for WWE to invent a new style of match, a new type of match? Because stretcher match just ain't doing it for me, man.
No, and there's a reason why it's been 10 years since we've seen a stretcher match. There's a reason. It's just not really that entertaining. I mean,
Because
I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's shit. And then you have the participants in said match. Isn't going to really help it that much. I mean, Kane's a world-class worker. Cena can work too, but you can't really do much with a shitty gimmick match, you know? Do you have to push to a starting line? I mean, what is that? What is that? Is this NXT in season 1 or 2?
That's what I was thinking.
I mean...
Tony, the stair toss, all right? The stair toss. Is that now seen as one of Cena's moves now? Because it seems like he's just doing it all the time now. Anytime he can get hold of a steel chairs, he's throwing it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it got over well when he fought Bray Wyatt. And I think that was when he first did it, but he threw it on Bray Wyatt's face. And WWE have obviously saw that and thought, "Oh, that's awesome. Let's let him do that all the time." And that's why we always seen it, and either that or seen it like that, and thought I went to WWE and thought, "Oh, I'm going to do that all the time." It's just like whatever.
Yeah.
And you talk about stretcher matches. I'm not the biggest fan of stretcher matches. I can't say if I wanted to see more of an ambulance match than a stretcher match between these two, but yeah, it was predictable for me. Cena would win.
I'm just ready for a new match, a new type of match. I'm just ready. I mean, I was listening to Review Away in the week on Law Radio, and they were talking about Slammiversary 2005, which had the King of the Mountain match.
Oh, I missed that match so much.
A reverse ladder match with a penalty box. Like, I mean, like, it's so out there, but I just want WWE just bring something new. I remember when the Elimination Chamber came out, and I was just like, damn. Wow, this is the shit. Anyway.
On a pole.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
On a pole.
On a pole match.
On a pole match.
Russo swerve.
Yeah.
All right.
I just hope and pray that, I mean, like I said, I think I've mentioned this as well to you, Kenny, as well, that they bring back the War Games. I know it probably doesn't seem likely now, the old school War Games, but I just hope they bring that back.
It's different,
Yeah.
you know. Survivor Series is lacking. It's just do something different, you know. All right, people. That's the end of Raw. Let's go into Raw rating. Shugs.
5.
Okay, 5.
Well, maybe actually, Stardust is taken up to a 6 because no show with Stardust on can be a 5.
Okay, I like that. Rox.
I'm gonna give it a 6, purely because of the Barrett match with Ambrose, and yeah, that's why.
Okay, Tony.
Well, because of Wade Barrett, and then I like to see Wade Barrett a lot and see him get that push, and because of Stardust, it takes it up to a 7 for me.
7. Mike.
I'd give it a 6 because, you know, Stardust and basically the Rise of Reigns, despite the drugging thing. You know, I could have done without that, but that's neither here nor there.
All right, let's go to the Raw feedback. Shugs, you got the Facebook up?
Just doing it now.
All right, well, I'll start off with Michael Cook. All right, so it seems the Shield is done and dusted without no explanation. Dean Ambrose is still out for revenge, but Roman Reigns doesn't seem that fussed that Rollins smashed the chair on his back. WWE finally realized that Summer Rae said twat on a PG show and dubbed it over with cat. Suppose it rhymes. I'm glad they're going to go into a different direction with Rose Brothers. We were expecting a heel turn, but either one of them, and it wouldn't be much of a surprise. Stardust has a really good theme song, but it makes me wonder why they couldn't do more creative stuff with Ambrose and Rollins themes. Also, is Reigns going to be continuing his Shield entrance? If so, we need a reason why he is still coming down through the crowd. What is Vince McMahon's problem with Vickie Guerrero? He seems obsessed in humiliating her. Typical, that's Triple H didn't drink coffee. God forbid they make him look stupid. I actually thought Bo Dallas was going to win for a second in the Battle Royal. The reaction from the crowd when it came down to Reigns and Rusev shows that Rusev is actually starting to get over as a heel. Cena had the odds stacked against him against Kane, and oh wait, he has beaten Kane every time he's faced him. Take away Cena predictability. I really like the show. Raw rating 7.5 out of 10.
Joshua Smith. Fine. Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett. Glad it was a counter victory. Keeps both strong. Although Ambrose attacking Bad News Barrett was a bit heel. Loved the puking angle. Sheamus v Bray was night of the match. For me, it was a brawl. Didn't like the Adam Rose Summer versus Fandango and Layla storyline, but don't get why the Divas ran to the back. Battle Royale, oh my god, Bo lost, still got a Bo leave. Good Battle Royale. They also had a big pay-per-view singles matches based on the reaction of the crowd in Reigns versus Rusev. Didn't expect Stardust, was not keen at first, but I think it will make Cody. Cena v Kane was BS. Good Raw, overall rating 8 out of 10.
I like the way you bypass Steve. And,
it was at the top on the one I'm reading. Joshua Smith's first, and then Michael Cook, and then Steve. So you missed it out.
Nah, mine, Michael Cook's at the top. Anyway.
There you go. That Internet Explorer 8 you're using.
Nah, bruv, I'm using Mozilla Firefox. Anyway, we're getting too technical here with the hashtag tech guy. All right, Steve says, decent Raw. Opening segment was a bit samey, but the Steph Ziggler match was good. Getting a bit bored with Dolph these days, too reliant on the crazy bumping and selling. Ambrose / B&B, nice match that I don't recall seeing before. That Reigns and Ambrose would have stuck together for a bit longer. The whole Vickie puking angle, one guess who put this angle together. We all know Vinnie Mac finds puking, farting, and other bodily functions hilarious. Poor Vickie. Sheamus versus Bray. Another very good match. Looking forward to seeing what these two do in Money in the Bank. Kevin Hart segment. This is what all celeb segments should be like. Short, fun, and inoffensive. Battle Royal. I never get into Battle Royals till the last 6 guys. Also, Bo being in the last 3 shows, he's doing well for himself. Roman is a dark horse in the ladder match. Gold Star. Right, gold star right back. So I love Stardust. Just when I think I know where they're gonna break up is going, they do this. Cody is best with this gimmick. Don't think it'll be long term, but it's different. Kane versus Cena. Who gives a shit? Money in the Bank is in Boston. I wonder which entrant in the ladder match has never lost in Boston. Better effort than last week. Some good solid matches, and Stardust is awesome. Raw rating 6.5 out of 10. All right, people, that's the end of the feedback. Right about now, we're going to go to a break, and then we'll be back with Smackdown in 60 seconds. Sugs Stunners, Beat the Clock, Tony versus Mike. So please don't you miss.
Be sure to listen to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
What?
Every Sunday with Kinny Killa and the Galdem Sugar Sugs.
Yes!
With all the news, views, and laughter that you want.
They like jet airplanes. Woo! They like long limousines.
Every Sunday, the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast on Podomatic, iTunes, and YouTube.
So why don't you choke on that, slap nut?
And we're back, people. All right, so Sunday Segue. It is Sunday, me, Kinny Killa, with the hashtag tech guy Sugs, Roxy, Tony Walker, and Michael Rodriguez. So right about now, we're going to go into Smackdown in 60 seconds. So roll with it, Sugs.
So, Rollins against Kofi, comes down in his new ring gear where he looks like a black Power Ranger. He's got a nice silver belt on and a jacket that's got like sort of combat abs, but he actually takes it off, so we just get a bare-chested Rollins wrestling, and then he just a curb stomp on Kofi because shit. Ambrose comes on the Titantron looking like a crazy James Dean. They have a bit of back and forth, and that's it. And then we have the Money in the Bank participants. they all come out, so we get Cena bullshit, Sheamus bullshit, Orton bullshit, whoever's in the ring bullshit, I'm going to win, no, I'm going to win. And then they have a little scrap. Then we get Dolph against Barrett, and then somehow, even though we want this to happen, not against Barrett, Dolph gets a clean win. Titus against Adam Rose. He actually loses twice in about 3 minutes, and both times is shit. Kane versus Ambrose, a back and forth match, but then Rollins is on commentary. He distracts Ambrose, and then gets back in and gets chokeslammed. Gets Swagger against Big E. Big E just beats him down. Bo Dallas against Fandango. More Fandango in the background because the girls are fighting each other, and then he actually gets kicked by Layla and then pinned. Win a Bo, and he runs around the ring like he just won the Super Bowl. We get a standard Wyatt promo, and then we get Reigns, Sheamus, and Cena versus Del Rio, Cesaro, Orton, and Wyatt. Reigns gets the pin because he's the one who's getting pushed. Fade to black. Standard shit, Smackdown.
Okay. Roxy, I like the way that you caught that sneeze, girl. That's mad techers.
I didn't sneeze.
It was me.
Was it you, was it?
Hey, I sound like a bloke when I sneeze.
No.
Thanks, man.
No, I tell you what it was. It's because when it happened, what happens is when you guys talk, it blinks on Skype, so I know who's talking. And then, and you blink, so you must have maybe sighed or something, and then, it just blinked. So
Well, I'll tell you what it really is the fact that you've had the other two guys and you're trying to catch me out.
Nah.
I tell you.
I swear down. I swear to God.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
All right. It's time for SmackDown.
Epic fail for Kinny.
Yeah, another epic fail. I just said SmackDown in 60 seconds. All right. It's time for Sugs Stunners.
Okay, jobber of the week. Suppose there's always a lot of jobbers, but
there's no Sandow this week.
no Sandow, so I'm just gonna give it to Kofi because he's just shit, isn't he? Move of the week. I'm gonna give it to the stair throw. Something new. Cena's got 6 moves now because he's got the stair throw, and I suppose it's more about the person catching the stairs. So some well done to Kane for catching the stairs in the head. And rest of the week, probably gonna have to be Roman Reigns, even though he's doing like Dumb and Dumber comedy, putting Turbo Lax in somebody's drink. But Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, my man Roman. Okay. All right, people. It is time, indeed, for our next Beat the Clock first round match. Now, the winner of this will be facing Master of the Top Rep ever, Steve Dawson. So, without further ado, we have Tony versus Emrod, Michael Rodriguez. So, guys, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so Michael, I just want to go over this with you again, the rules. So each of you have a minute. You have 10 questions. I will go through the questions. You may pass, and I will come back to the question after I've gone through all of them, okay? Are you ready, Tony?
Yes.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go. Who did Taz make his debut against?
Kurt Angle.
Correct. Name a member of the Mean Street Posse.
Rodney.
Correct. Shawn Michaels won the first Elimination Chamber, but which year was it?
2002.
Correct. Name another gimmick done by Kane.
Isaac Yankem. DBS.
Yep, correct. Who did Trish Stratus have her retirement match with?
Lita.
Correct. Whose finishing move is called the Samoan Spike?
Umaga. God rest his soul.
What year did Mr. Kennedy win Money in the Bank?
07.
Correct. Big Show won his first WWF title in '99, but who did he eventually lose it to?
Triple H.
Correct. And it's over. It is over. Okay. So we have 8 by Tony. Well done, Tony. God damn it. Just went in there. All right. Time for you, Emerald. Let's do this.
Okay. All right, let's go.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Who did Brock Lesnar make his debut against?
Jeff Hardy.
Correct. Name a member of 3 Minute Warning.
Ooh, Rosie.
Correct. What was the year? What was the year? The very first SummerSlam pay-per-view.
I'm gonna say 88.
Correct. Name another gimmick done by Chavo Guerrero.
Kerwin White.
Yeah. Who retired JBL?
Rey Mysterio.
Correct. Whose finishing move is called the Dominator?
Oh, you can actually go with a couple with these, but I know Farouk used it.
Yep.
Back in the day.
Who aided CM Punk to cash in his first Money in the Bank briefcase?
Ooh, this is a tough one. I'll pass on that. We'll go back
All
to
right.
it.
Bob Backlund beat Bret Hart for the WWF title in '94. Who did he lose it to?
Diesel.
Yep. Lex Luger had a relationship with Miss Elizabeth. True or false? Yeah. Oh, it's over. It's a draw. We have 8-8. It's 8-8. All right. So, which means we have a tiebreaker. All right. So, first one to tell me the right answer. All right. Will win. Okay. So, are you guys ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
RBD is built from which state?
Detroit, Michigan. Battle Creek, Michigan.
Correct. Emrod took it down.
Bastard.
Professor TNA. I guess Professor TNA knows a little bit about WWE now, doesn't he?
Oh my God. He took it down. That was, you know what, Tony? That was so close. What did you said?
You said Detroit.
Detroit, Michigan.
I said Detroit.
Very close.
Oh,
Very
God.
close.
Yeah, it was close. Oh, man, what a battle. What a battle. Emrod, hey, when Tony took it down with 8, I was like, jeez, he's going to have to go full in here. And you even passed one. So the question you passed was, who aided CM Punk to cash in his first Money in the Bank? Tony, do you know that one?
Batista.
Correct. Woo! Yeah, what a beat the clock. Jeez. So, Emrod takes it down. He will be facing Steve Dawson. Man, Tony, you know what? You are up there, bro. You've got one of the highest scores on there so far with 8. So you are up there, and you will definitely come back again. And I'll tell you what, you're going to give anyone a run for their money. So, that's it, people. Shugs, what did you think of that?
It's epic.
So it's the end of Raw. I'd just like to give this chance to say thank you to all of my guests. Roxy, you know, it's been a long time since you've been on the show, and I'm glad to have you back. You know, you're scheduled to be facing Billy on the final Beat the Clock match. So on August the 1st, so hopefully August 3rd, sorry, so hopefully you can. Just let the people know where they can find you, where they can find Roxy's Room and Offshoot Radio.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at @RoxyGirl. You can also find me at Roxy's Room. I do a YouTube show. Try and do it every other Tuesday, but, you know, I kind of like fail sometimes. And you can also catch me and my co-host, James. He is at JX2001, and we're on Offshoot Radio, which is at Offshoot Radio. And I just want to say a massive thanks to you, Kinny, as well, because James was telling me that, you know, it was you that kind of hooked us up with the shit. So thanks very much.
No problem. Yeah, that's James Belmont, you know, with the Belmont banter. All right, Tony, as always, man, you know, we shoot the breeze, you know, during the week all the time. So I'm always happy to have you on. Yeah, man. So just make sure you hold on the line for a bit after, because so we can discuss, obviously, our appearance on your show. But yeah, let the people know where they can find you on the Twitter.
At Tony_Walker. And also follow my podcast Twitter page as well, at WM Podcast. As well. And also my podcast, YouTube, iTunes, Podomatic, and Stitcher Radio. Make sure you check that out as well. And also follow my YouTube page. Subscribe to my YouTube page, youtube.com/AJW Wrestling Matters. And that's it. That's all I got to say.
Michael, man, what can I say? You know, short notice. I called you up. You said, yeah, you can do it. Extremely thankful, because I know it's early in the morning. You're in the second round of Beat the Clock, which means you will be on a show in August. The second round starts in August. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and get you on before then, because we obviously love to have you on the show. But yeah, thanks again, and let the people know where they can find you too on Twitter.
First of all, I just had to believe, I did it because I just believed.
I'm so pissed off with myself.
But you can find me at Mr. President 92 on Twitter. You can also catch me on James Wrestling Ramble and TNA Turnaround with at Just a Stupid Mark and at Oliver Ben. That's where I am. I float around every now and again. Whoever needs me, what time I have to get up, doesn't matter. I got to go to work and do my thing, you know?
That's what I'm saying. All right. Oh, cannot do this without the gun and Sugar Shugs. Shugs, you're G, as always.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure.
Alright, so next week, people, Beat the Clock is the Irish commodity herself, Miss Vickie Earls, facing off against, yes, that's right, head of fan relations, talent relations, Mr. James Powers. They will be facing off first round Beat the Clock. Also, next Saturday is the return of Retro Roundtable Episode 2. We are reviewing WrestleMania 7, me and Michael Cook. We're our special guest, Steve Dawson. Please don't you miss it. And obviously we'll be back next week. So there's no in the words this week because I wanted to give this time to the theme song of Stardust. This is Stardust. So, and if you don't like that, you could choke on that slap nuts. Woo!